ఇప్పుడు స్టార్ట్ అయింది. ఓకేనా? రైట్. ఓకే, రైట్. Good afternoon. Hello. Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, all of you. Now it is the time actually very late. Is technical support people because of the technical failure and uh, because of technical failure and because of the other internet problems and all. And live streaming is not on till now, so that we are not able to cope up with the class all this time. And thank you anyway. At least now we are able to recollect back to the technical support. And now this class is going to be used live stream now on YouTube. Okay. Now in the previous class, let me share the screen also so that it will be easy for you. Actually in the previous class we have turned about the responsibility center and how the responsibility center is going to help for the going to help for success of the Bengali. Going to help for the success of the organizational aspect and so on and so forth. Now we are going.
అది అవుతుందో లేకపోతే కూడా ఎత్తగా మామూలు వేస్తే ఓకే, అసలు పని చేస్తే ఓకే.
I hope you are able to see the screen now.
Yes, sir.
Right. So now in the designing of management system, organization responsibility centers in the previous class we have done. Then we are going to talk about the unit 5, the revenue and profit center. Take up the screenshot and then. So revenue center is the center where actually the revenue is generated. That is how to make out the revenue. That is called income generation. Wherever the income is generated in the organization, that is like sales organization, and like that, whatever the points where the income is generated by selling the goods, all these aspects that will come under the profit revenue center concept. Whereas in the case of the profit center, profit center is the point where actually the revenue center is revenue and profit both are compared with each and every aspect, and then finally expense center. After the taking in the unit number 5, it is given as responsibility center. In the case of revenue and profit centers, various types of cost centers or data is taken into consideration, and on the basis of the cost center data, revenue is compared, and then whether the organization is able to make out the profits or not. These aspects are totally taken into consideration. Unit number 5, you refer to the page number 65. Then profit center definition is also given. Profit centers are those responsibilities which are responsible for generating the profit. So revenue centers are responsible for generating revenue. Profit centers are responsible for the profit, responsible for the profit attained. Profit center manager control both input cost and output revenue, and this is important aspect. A profit center manager is having. Am I audible to you clearly? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
So profit center manager, profit center manager control both the input, that is cost data, as well as the output, that is revenue data. Now this is the most important essay type question, essentials of profit center. So you will get an important question also. Explain the profit center and what are the essentials of profit center. So first you define what is the profit center, and then explain about cost center, then explain about revenue center, and then go to essentials of a profit center. First one is said to be operational economy. In the case of operational economy, every manager should have sufficient freedom to operate its decision. That is how best he can take a decision. So in the time of decision making, what is especially required? How much cost is to be incurred? How much revenue that we can generate? These aspects are to be considered of efficiency. మనం ఆపరేషనల్ ఎఫిషియన్సీ అంటాం. ఎందుకంటున్నాము? When మనం ప్రాఫిట్ జనరేట్ చేయాలంటే కాస్ట్ షుడ్ బి మినిమైజ్డ్, and sales should be maximized. For the purpose of creating operational efficiency, cost minimize చేయకపోతే మనకి ఏమవుతుంది, కాస్ట్ పెరిగిపోతుంది. When the cost is increasing more, automatically the profits will come down. So the efficiency of the profit center always will be negative. So this is very, very important aspect. So what is the purchase? What is the purchasing point? From where we are buying, where we can sell the goods. At the same time, what is the product mix? That is combination of various goods. So in, say, for example, Samsung. Samsung is manufacturing so many types of electronic goods. It is manufacturing mobiles, it is manufacturing washing machines and so on and so forth, TVs and so on. So what is the product mix? So that is how much quantity of TVs are to be sold, how much quantity of cell phones, how much quantity of this one. Each maybe a separate division, but it is should be clearly mentioned. That is called as operational economy, operational efficiency. Second is that sourcing inputs and markets for the products. So what is sourcing inputs and markets for the products? So you must be able to source the input factor. So what is the input factor that is to be understood? So what must be that one? Source of supply. So from where you can generate the income, so where you can generate the market, and how better you can go with the how better you can go with the supply, get the supply, and at the same time, what are the various market conditions? So you are very well known about the various types of market conditions. So perfect competition, monopolistic competition, monopoly, oligopoly, and oligopolistic, monopoly, and these are conditions. Which are the market conditions? So how better you can derive the market? Whether you want to be in oligopolistic market, monopolistic market condition, or how better it can be. These are the various important aspects that are to be considered here in this particular case. Normally, what all the market conditions we are experiencing now, what are the market conditions we are experiencing now? These are all considered to be the monopolistic market condition. So similar products are sold at the same time. All the products are having different prices, different features and all. So then using profit as a measure of performance. So using profit as a measure of success. So normally, as we know, in the basic managerial economics also we have studied that profit is a measure of success. Higher the profitability, higher will be the efficiency of the firm. Profit, using the profit as a measure. But at the same time, how the profit is that? Is it a rational profit? A normal profit, abnormal profit? All these aspects have to be understood in this particular phenomenon. Then measurable costs and revenues for the different profit centers. So how you are going to measure the cost? అంటే మనకి కాస్ట్ మెజర్మెంట్ కి డిఫరెంట్ మెథడ్స్ ఉన్నాయి కదా, ఇవన్నీ కూడా మీరు కన్సిడర్ చేసుకోవాలి. అప్పుడే మనకి ఎసెన్షియల్స్ ఆఫ్ ప్రాఫిట్ సెంటర్ లో ఎఫిషియన్సీ అనేది మనం డెవలప్ చేయడానికి వీలవుతుంది. దెన్ సైజ్ ఆఫ్ ద ప్రాఫిట్ సెంటర్. So how much is the size of the profit center? That is also to be understood. If the larger the size of the profit center, then it is very difficult to go with the measuring the performance. అంటే స్మాలర్ డివిజన్ యొక్క పర్ఫార్మెన్స్ ని మనం ఈజీగా మెజర్ చేయడానికి వీలవుతూ ఉంటుంది. సో ఎంటైర్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్ షుడ్ బి సబ్ డివైడెడ్ ఇంటూ వేరియస్ sub components and sub systems, and then each profit center is to be evaluated. So these are the various important points. This is the most important one. And business unit versus profit center, that is another important aspect. Short question 5.5, paragraph number 5.5, page number 68. Page number 68, paragraph number 5.5. How to differentiate between profit center and how to differentiate between profit center and costs, profit center and business unit. Actually, business center, basically business unit. Business unit basically tells us about, business unit basically tells us about the business unit basically tells us about the overall organization structure, whereas here in the profit center, this is sub-component part of the entire business unit. Profit center లో ఒక డివిజన్ ని మాత్రమే మనం చూస్తాము. బిజినెస్ యూనిట్ లో ఎంటైర్ బిజినెస్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్ మనం చెక్ చేస్తుంటాం. So these are the other important elements what you are required to understand. Then evaluating the performance of the entity. So how you can evaluate the performance of the entity? That is also another important factor. Management versus profit center. This is another important, page number 68. And manager versus profit center. How the effectively manageable? How effectively the manager is able to manage the profit center, and what is the efficiency? That point you have, right? And performance variances. So when you are calculating the variances, which will come as the next unit in that, so you will calculate various types of variances. So profit margin variance, cost variance, price variance, labor variance, overhead variance, usage variance, all these aspects that you will be able to study in the next class. Discretionary expenses about the variables. That is also an important element. These three are the major important considerations for evaluating the performance of the center. And measuring the profitability in the profit center. This is next another important question. That one you can understand. How you can measure the profitability in the performance center. This is another important area. So first of all, as in the diagram, it is clearly shown, assessing the profit center performance is financial analysis. From the financial analysis, you will understand what is the feasibility of that one. Next, how much profits are able to make. Then second one, customer experience, how many customers are satisfied, operational efficiency, how better you are able to make the operations perfectly. What is the level of gross profit? From the last previous years, what will be the gross profit data and all. Market research, how many new products that are able to be, that a firm is able to introduce into the market and so on. Along with that, there are some other points are also given here in the material book. One is contribution margin. Already in the cost accountancy, you understood about the contribution margin. In the managerial economics also it is there. So contribution is the difference between the selling price and variable cost. Then direct profit. That is how much profit is there for the organization. Then controllable profit. Then lastly, income before taxes. So taxes are anyhow bounded to be paid. So at this point of time, when tax impact of tax on the profit need not be considered as a measure of the profit center. Taxes అనేవి గవర్నమెంట్ ఫిక్స్ చేస్తూ ఉంటుంది. కానీ మనకి దానికి అవసరం లేదు. మన పెర్ఫార్మెన్స్ ఎంత అనేది తెలుసుకోవాలి అనేటైతే బిఫోర్ taxes మాత్రమే మనం కన్సిడర్ చేస్తాం. So income before taxes is also to be considered. And lastly, net income is also a measure of performance for this. These are the other important areas where you have to concentrate. So in this particular lesson, actually, responsible in the revenue and profit center, this is an important lesson for your examination point of view also. Essentials of profit center, evaluation of performance of the profit center, measuring the profitability of the profit center, and these are the important benefits of the profit centers and limitations of the profit center. That is also to be considered in this particular phenomenon. Better planning and decision making is possible with the help of the profit center. Then coming to the participation in the organizational plans. So participation in the organizational plan is also another important aspect of the profit center. Then we can go for the beneficial competitive environment can be created with the help of the profit center. But there are certain limitations of the profit center also. The time is up. So I hope you are having the next class also again. So within short time. So we will closing the session now. So profit center limitations are also there. So various profit center, that is decentralized decision making always lead to time taking process. It cannot be used for all responsibility center because sometimes responsibility cannot be made easily identifiable. So extra record keeping and all, and the measurement of expenses is not so easy. So as we say, what is the cost and how much is the cost? But measurement of the cost is not exactly possible. And transfer pricing is another important point. Already we studied about this concept in the previous class. So when the items are transferred from one center to the another center, or one department to the another center, or one division to the another division, then in such a case, how you are pricing the transfers, that is also important aspect in this. So this is the end of the unit number 5 and also unit number 2. Block 2 is complete. Now in the actually block 3, we need to start about this one, that is transfer pricing and control mechanism. In the unit 6, we are going to talk about the investment center. Okay, this part we will take up in the next class. Actually tomorrow, due to my personal reason, I am not able to attend the class. Amma, Kavita, రేపు నేను క్లాస్ తీసుకోలేకపోతున్నా అమ్మా. సో నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్ తీసుకుంటాను, అప్పుడు చూద్దాం. ఓకేనండి. నెక్స్ట్ మీ స్టూడెంట్స్ మోటివేట్ చేయండి, నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్ కి కొంచెం జాయిన్ అవ్వమని చెప్పండి. ఓకే, ఆల్ ది బెస్ట్.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
థ్యాంక్ యూ. మిగిలినటువంటి ఆస్పెక్ట్స్ ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నా కానీ అడగండి, అడిగితే చెప్పడం తప్పలేదు. మీరు అడిగితే మేము డిస్కస్ చేయొచ్చు. ఓకేనా?
ఓకే సార్.
ఓకే,
ఓకే సార్.
బాయ్.
బాయ్ సార్.